already in such a state in terms of the war, conflicts, and even workplaces which are difficult to go to.
Exactly.
We need inspiration.
Yes.
And I'm hoping you can just give us a piece to inspire us, to say to the powered listener, this morning, South Africa is better off having you around. Don't commit suicide, because that's the last thing that should cross your mind. That you should carry hope that tomorrow will be better than today. That you try your best to make faith that thing, that anchor that you take with you. I'd like you to inspire the listener this morning. What can you give them?
You know, it's very interesting that you say that, because the world is actually a difficult place to exist today, and it seems like it gets even more and more difficult. So one has to hold on to hope. One has to look forward, and I think the best way to do that, really, I mean, some people talk about the 80-20 rule, to look at all the good things that you have, 80% of it, and just manage and deal with the little 20% that is not good or that you're not happy with, just to learn to be content. But for me, what I find helps me a lot is really just to look for little rays of sunshine, between the clouds, because there are little rays of sunshine. There is something positive about life, in your life, even if it's not at the level that you wanted, but there is something good. So I always look for little rays of sunshine. I always look in between, to find happiness. And I feel like you should find inspiration in whatever good that you have, whether it can be like if you have like a supportive family, if you have children, if you're blessed with work, just acknowledge that, look at that, at least I've got work, at least I have an income, at least I have family, at least I have love. And then let that be what motivates you. Let that be what pushes you, even if you are in a difficult work environment, even if you are in a difficult society and community. And because it's life, negative thoughts will come, something, the devil will creep up and say suicide or your life is not worth it. But always just look within to find that light. And there's actually a piece that I wrote, a very, very deeply personal piece, an interesting piece, when I actually was having a suicidal thought. And it was a thought because it came and I entertained it for a couple of seconds, but then I dismissed it because I was like, no, this is not me, and I'm much bigger than this situation, and there's so much more to life. And I'm gonna actually turn to the piece. It's actually at the end of of the book. It's called Bubbling Under. I actually wrote it, and I thought I was writing it for myself, and then I had a friend at the same time who was going through a difficult time. She was about to lose, or well, the family was about to lose their child to cancer, because I'm also an advocate for childhood cancer, so I do a lot of advocacy for that. I do a lot of promotion and awareness, because I think it's important to detect it early, because if you detect it early, then you can work towards really then the cure, because you can eventually get rid of the cancer. So then I wrote it, but then this piece actually became very appropriate for the family, because she was about to lose a child, and she was expecting another child, and it was just very, very difficult to find joy for her in that moment. So I called it Bubbling Under. And what I love about it is that it talks about the difficulty and the struggle of where I was and where she was, or where anyone could be at the time, but at the end there's hope. Yeah. Heavy head. It's taking everything in me to get out of this bed. Hugged myself to sleep. Wished the strife away, only to wake up, still in the deep. Full steam ahead. Sped through the highway, hoping it would crush the anxiety to its end. Life on the edge. Walking boldly, but so close to tipping over the ledge. Thoughts of self-harm, too much emotional pain, wanted to divert it to my physical arm. Tried to erase it with some ram. But for that day, I turned to the 23rd Psalm. Been bubbling under for so long. Please stop telling me I'm strong. This is not a compliment. Strong girl syndrome has come at my detriment. Air is so thick. It's not just my brain that is feeling sick. Felt the urge to down the cheek. Can you believe I was saved by a baby's kick?